Everyone, in today class, as I said before, today we are going to see what is the 1020 electrode system configuration. In today class we are going to see how the electrodes will be fixed in different position. Okay, so what first we have to do means, first we have to fix the location before we are going to for labeling. That is, before we are giving naming with letters and numbers, first we have to find out the location. So how will we find out the location means, first you have to take the Nassian point to Inian point, that is front to top. We have to measure the total distance from front to back. Okay, and then similarly left auricular point to right auricular point, that is this point to this point, left ear point to right ear point. You have to take total measure of these 2 points. Okay, and then what you have to do means, in between you have center point. Okay, so with that center point you have so now you have a horizontal line and then vertical line. In between you have center point, that is CZ. So C is nothing but what? Center. Z is the midline. So that is the center. So now you have got this horizontal line. Okay, and what you have to do means, now you have to going to have location for different electrodes. First location is like, you have to divide into different partition, either in 10% or 20%. Okay, so for example, this is the total distance, like 100%. It means first you have to take 10% of total distance, that is 100, that is going to be 10. Okay, so for example, this left ear to right ear, you are measuring with the tape, that is give 100 centimeter. Okay, that is the total distance. First you have to label the first location. Okay, first you have to mark the first location at the distance of 10% of total. Okay, so for example, see this T3. Okay, that is the first landmarks for placing the electrodes, that you have to place in 10%. Okay, so 100%, 10% of 100 is again what? 10. So in the distance of 10 centimeter from the left auricular point, you have to place the first landmarks. You have to mark it that landmarks, and then from that first landmark, and then you have to go with 20%. So 20% of 100 means what? 20. Okay, under 10% is 10, means 10 plus 10 what? 20. That is a 20%. So from the first landmark you have to measure 20 centimeter, and then you have to mark that second landmark, that is C3. Again you have to, from C3 you have to go with next landmark, that is CZ. Okay, that is again 20%, and again you have to go with the C4, that is 20%, and T4 you have to mark from C4, that is 20%. At last you have 10% distance. If you add all together 10 centimeter, 10 centimeter, 20 centimeter, 20, 20, 20, you have 4 20 centimeter and 2 10 centimeter. So all together you will be getting what? Total distance of 100 centimeters. So like that you have to do the partition. So now you have a location of almost 5 electrodes: T3, C3, CZ, C4, T4. Right? Is it clear? Now we will go with vertical. Now we have completed horizontal. Now we will go with vertical. Again in vertical also, NZ to PZ you have to place first location of 10%. Second location you have to place 20%. Third you have to place in 20%. Fourth 20%, and fifth also 20%, and last is 10%. So this is for vertical. Now horizontal is over, vertical over. The landmarks for these landmarks for different electrodes is being fixed. Now we have to cover the circumference, side, both sides, this side and this side you have to cover. So what you have to do means, the 10%, 20% is there, OZ. From that OZ you have to take 10%, and then 20, and then again 20, and then again 20, and then 20, 10. So like 420 should come and 210 should come. Okay, first it should be 10%, and then 20, 20, 20, 20, and last 10. Similarly here. Okay, first is 10, another is 20, 20, 20, 20, last 10. So all sides get over. Okay, now what is left over means the middle line. Okay, so middle is easy. Yes, what does that means? Only you have like a horizontal is over, circumference is over, and you have what is this middle part. Okay, this middle part is alone left over, that you have to take 25%. Already you have marked this part and this part, and between f 7 and f is you have been fixed, so that in the middle of that is it's going to be f3. It is a 25% of these 2 points, and the second one is also it's been fixed, and the middle of this is f4, and here also downside you have a p4, that is the middle of pz and t6, and middle of t5 and p4 you have 25%, that is going to be like 25%, where you will be fixing the middle point. Okay, that is the P4. So now what we have completed means the location of having these electrodes. Okay, once the location is being fixed, now we have to go with labeling. Okay, the labeling means it have the combination of numberings, letters and numbers. Okay, now we will see how we are going to place the namings. Okay, so first we will start with you know already the location of different lobes. First is what? Frontal, center, parietal, occipital and temporal. So these are the locations. So just before the after just before the frontal you have prefrontal. Okay, so first prefrontal, okay, then frontal. That is the extra thing you have to consider here. So first you see these, first you have to fix the 4 skull landmarks: N is it, T is it, I is it, and then you have this one A1 and this one A2. This is the 4 landmarks you have fixed. You have to give labeling like this. And the next part is you have FPZ. That means before frontal you have prefrontal, this part. So that part you have to give naming like FPZ. The reason of Z is here, the middle part, the vertical line is that it is covering the middle line. Okay, so that is the name here giving letters like Z. On either side you have FP1 and FP2. The FP1 is like left hemisphere and FP2, the 2 represents the right hemisphere. So that 3 labeling is over. Next you are coming to next slide. That is you have the part of frontal. These 4 are frontal. This part is called prefrontal is over. Next we are coming to frontal. So frontal part, the middle part is goes with FZ. Since it is a middle line, a Z line, so that location is going to be a frontal. So you are going to give name like FZ. So now on either side, this side, left side is going to carry the even number, odd numbers, and right side is going to carry the even numbers. Okay, so you have F3 and F7. Okay, here F4 and F8. The reason why you have not used 1 and 2 means already you have given name for letter that is numbers for FP and F2. That is 1 and 2 is already it's over. Okay, so that is here they have just mentioned. So anything is going to come under the frontal part. That is a prefrontal or frontal. It's going to cover the frontal part. So that is already, since it's been given numbers like 1 and 2 in prefrontal. Here we are starting with and 3 and 4 and then 7 and 8. The reason why you have not given 5 and 6 means you either you have used these letters in somewhere else. Let's see in upcoming like next lobes. Okay, so till I think till this you might you will be very clear of placing frontal under prefrontal. Prefrontal is FP1, FP2 and frontal is like F3, F7 is on the left side and F4 and F8. Okay, 3, 4, 7, 8, like this you can remember. Next one is what? Center. Okay, the center, these 3 alone you will be placing using the letters like C, C3 and C4. This side is C3, this side is C4. Everything just right side of this middle line is going to carry 4. Left side of this middle line is going to carry 3. Okay, F3, C3. So F4 and C4. Okay, this is over. Center is over. Next we will have parietal. Next to central you have parietal. It's going to carry is again the 3. That is 3, 4. Okay, right side is P4, left side is P3. So parietal is over. The left over. Next you have occipital. Occipital is like prefrontal, FP1, FP2. Here also you are going to give O1 and O2, and middle is the OZ. Okay, so left over is what? The T. The T you have to cover, that is a side part. Okay, so T3, It's going to cover from side to parietal. Okay, so T3, T4, wait a second, T3 and 3, 4, and then T5 and T6. If you see here, you have T3, T4, and then T5 and T6. These T3 and T4 it goes in line with central, and T5 and TC it goes in line with parietal. So this is going to cover the side. So that's all. This is how this going. It's how we have to give the naming for this electrode placements. Once electrode is being fixed and the respective electrodes is being placed in respective position, and then you can easily record the activity of each and every lobes here. So this how we have to place the electrodes the for recording electrical activity. Then now you come to know why the name the 1020 electrode system has been have has been given to this type of electrode configuration, right? The reason is that since all the landmarks location or the electrodes we are going to place, everything is it's based on 10 to 20 percentage of distance. So that if you measure the distance between each electrodes, either it will be like in between 10 or 20. So that is the reason here this type of electrode placement is called 1020 standard electrode configuration for EEG recording. Okay, so once again I'm repeating. So first one is cover prefrontal. So right left side is P1 FP1, right side is FP2. So it's over. Second one is prefrontal. So a middle line is carries FZ. Then you have F3 in this side F4, and then F7, F8. Okay, and next one is central. So CZ is center, and this side is C3, this side is C4. And then PZ is next to central, you have parietal. So PZ, this side is P3, this side is P4. Next is you have occipital OZ, O1, O2. And then you have to cover temporal. So in along with central line you will be facing T3, T4, left side is T3, right side is T4, and then along with parietal line you will be facing T5 and T6. Okay, so that's all about labeling of this electrode placement. Once all the label has been fixed, the electrode has to be placed in respective lobes, and then we can easily monitor where the problems lies and what are the activity of each position and location. Okay, so that's all. Thank you.